Now we're talking about greetings with visitors. So you might have visitors coming to your house, you might see visitors when you're out on walks or out other places. Either way, we want to help our dogs understand polite behavior and what's expected before they get greetings from people. So in the case, for example, with Romeo, if I've got somebody coming to the house, even if I normally don't have them on leash, in the house we don't tend to think of putting our dogs on leash, but I've got a leash, collar and leash handy, so when somebody's at the door, I can quickly get him on leash and help manage his behavior. So before I open that door and let people in, I've got him on leash. I'm not allowing him to be right at the door. Another option is to have him in a crate or behind a baby gate while I allow people in. What I want is to manage that behavior until my dog is well trained enough to know what to do. In this case, sitting or lying down before he gets attention. Sit. So if somebody's going to get to come and say hello, he has to be either sitting or lying down because he does tend to want to jump. Romeo very much likes to get up in people's faces, so I need to make sure I'm doing the right things to help prevent him from doing that. I'm not expecting my visitors to handle that behavior. If I really need to help get a dog under better control, let's say I've got him on leash, but he's still leaping and jumping because holding a leash in my hand gives him that ability to go upward. If I'm standing on the leash and I'm not forcing him down, I'm just standing on it so he has enough room to sit, stand, move around a little bit, but not come up. So I've got so even if I try and tempt him, he won't go up, but if he did try and jump, what you'd see is he doesn't have enough room to come up more than a couple of inches. So I can prevent him from actually jumping up on anybody by managing that behavior. Down, please. So a leash is a good way to get that started, even if it's somebody in your house. If, for example, you're not using a leash, but you want them to go to a specific spot, you might have a rug or a mat or a bed or a crate where you can send him. Wait. So you can see we have the crate positioned so that if I'm letting somebody in the door, he's far enough back from the doorway that I can manage him. If he does try and come out of the crate, I can close that crate, but if he's just lying in there without the door closed, I can get in and block him before he can get to the door. So again, I'm giving him some specific job to do, whether it's on leash or in a specific spot. Then when people come in, I'm only going to give him permission to say hello once he's calmed down enough, people have had a chance to get in. So I don't want him charging people at the doorway. I want to give people a chance to settle in, give my dog a chance to calm down a little bit. For Romeo, it sometimes takes a few minutes, and that's okay. He might not get to greet until people have been here for a few minutes. But I want to make sure he's not greeting until he's brought down his arousal level enough that he can make a polite greeting. Okay, so we have a visitor. Romeo likes to jump, so I'm going to actually help him make a better choice by putting him on leash before I answer the door. Wait. Wait. Hi. Wait. So you can come on in and close the door. Just ignore Romeo for the moment. Okay. So you can see Romeo's very excited. So, which is why I keep him on leash. I help prevent him from making the wrong choice. So Romeo normally needs a little time to settle down. So Shelly is going to completely ignore him. You can see the excitement. So she's just going to completely ignore him, not even making eye contact. Certainly no petting him at this point until he has a chance to calm down a little bit. So we'll see how long it takes for Romeo to calm down enough to actually get any attention. It may actually take a few minutes, and that's okay. Just wait, please. Now, when Romeo does calm down, he has a tendency, he'll calm down, but then as soon as somebody bends over to pet him, he will jump. So what I'm actually going to do is drop the leash and stand on it so that he doesn't have too much upward mobility. So when we're ready to actually pet him, what I'm going to have Shelly do is actually come to his side rather than leaning in over the top of him, because that tends to encourage his jumping. He actually tends to do better if people come into the side. Right here, please. Sit. So once he calms down a little bit, Shelly's going to come into the side, then pet him from the side, not over the head, but on the shoulder or under the chin, so that she's not leaning over his face. Are we ready? Okay, let's sit. Wait. Wait. Sit, please. Romeo, sit. No, come here, please. Sit. So, I expect Romeo to remain sitting because it helps him be calmer. Sit, please. Romeo, sit. So, if he jumps up, if he gets, even just stands up, I have Shelly withdraw her attention so that he only gets attention if he's sitting. Romeo, come here, please. Sit. Wait. Wait. Can I pet your dog?
Let's have her sit first.
Okay. Jessie, come here.
There you go. Good girl. Sit. 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 There you go. That's it.
Hey, can I pet your dog?
Yeah. As long as you stay sitting. Yes. Boy.
Stay like that.
Very nice.
Boy, right. Oh, boy.
Good.
So he might jump this time. Can I pet Romeo?
Yes, you may, as long as he stays sitting.
Hi, sweet boy.
Sit. Romeo, sit.
Oh, nope.
Wait.
For him, it's usually best to become kind of from the side. Wait.
You say? Boy, that's a good Romeo. Good job. Good job.
What a nice dog, may I pet you?
Yes, as long as he stays sitting.
Good boy.
Wait.
Good.
Oh,
Oops.
oh, Romeo.
X that.
Come here, please. Here. 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 Sit. You can lie down. That's fine. Wait.
May I pet your dog?
Yes, as long as he stays sitting or lying down.
Good boy. Good boy. Hi, what a beautiful bulldog you have. Sit, please.
Pet him?
As long as he stays seated. Sit. Sit, please. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
I know it's warm inside.